Hi folks, we're going to be doing the hydrate lab, which is the 75s in your unit pack. So you need to pull the 75s out, pause the video if you need to do so. You're also going to need a calculator for today, probably also your periodic table. So in this lab, what we're trying to find out is we are trying to find out how much water is locked up inside of a compound. So this is our compound. All of you at home are going to be using MgSO4 dot question mark H2O. So we're going to try to figure out how many water molecules are in magnesium sulfite. So the first thing that we need to do if we're looking at the 75s is it says find the mass of an empty beaker. So I'm going to put an empty beaker on there, and we got a mass of 102.56. So I'm going to write that mass down right here. 102.56. So I'll write that down in the very first, or actually the number 2 spot. Then it says find the mass of the empty beaker and the hydrated compound. So I'm going to add roughly 2 grams of compound. And that was roughly 2 grams. So what I have here now is a mass of 104.26. And so I go to number 3 over here and I write 104.26. So a little less than 2 grams, and that is fine. Just looking for around 2 grams. Number 4 is asking you to calculate the mass of the hydrated compound. So we know the mass of the beaker, we know the mass of the beaker and the hydrated compound. What is the mass of just the hydrated compound? I'll give you a hint. It's between 1 and 2 grams. So after we have our compound figured out inside the beaker, we're then going to take it and place it onto a burner stand. So I put it over here. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And so I have it on a ring stand. I'm going to start a burner. And I'm just going to heat it and drive off that water. So if you were in class, we would do this for about 5 minutes. We let it cool down. We'd take the mass of it. We heat it again for 5 minutes. We let it cool down. We would take the mass of it. We'd repeat that 3 times or more until we get consistent masses after heating. When we start getting consistent masses after heating, then we know we have driven off all of the water. So that's going to continue to heat there for 5 minutes. I'm going to stop filming at this point in time, and I'll come back to when we do the next steps. Okay, folks, so we heated the substance up. We then took the hot substance, which is in the beaker. We cooled it down, and then we got the mass of it. Then we reheated it. Then we let it cool down. Then we got the mass of it. Then we reheated it, cooled down, got the mass of it. And what we tried to do is we kept doing that until we got consistent readings. When we start getting consistent readings on the balance, then we know that we have removed all the water. So this is the data that I do have for us. So up for number 2, I wrote it over on the right-hand side because the blank is a little small for number 2. And then for number 3, I wrote the number over there as well. And then for number 6, I wrote the masses that I got. And you can see the first mass I have is 103.49 grams. And then the next 3 is 103.42, which means that I did, in fact, drive off all the water. So now what do you have to do? You need to make sure that you do number 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then there's a little bit of information on the backside that you have to answer as well. When you get down to number 10, where you calculate the percent water, you now have to match that up to the 25s. Get that percent water as close as you can on the 25s, and that'll tell you how many water molecules for number 12 are actually in the compound. When you finish all that, do the questions on the back, and we will talk about it in the next lab. Have a good day.